Now, I put a poll in the community section and I asked you guys to vote on which couple you wanted me to read on today. You all chose Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Now, at first, I was thinking that this was going to be a boring reading because they look like a cute little sweet couple, very quiet, got their kids. I'm thinking soccer mom, baking cookies. That's what was going through my mind whenever I saw pictures of them. That's the energy I got from them. So that's what I was expecting. So I thought this reading would be full of that kind of stuff. But it is not. It is not, man. It's not boring at all. I can't wait to tell y'all the stuff that I see. Let me just say up front that this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I am getting this information from my interpretation of the cards that I am about to show you. And my feelings, my thoughts in no way represent any other entity or person, just me. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for the wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to anyone and everyone who wants to hear about this couple. Please drop us a positive comment in the comment section. Let me know if you knew any of the stuff that I'm getting ready to tell you in this reading. Have you been following this couple, and what do you think? If you want to get your own reading done, hit me up on social media or in my email, and I'll be glad to give you a reading. Underneath this video, you will also find my Patreon. We are at the very beginning of doing a book called Astrology for Yourself in our book club on Patreon. And today I will be uploading a reading on mermaids exclusively for patrons and channel members. So if you want to become a channel member or if you want to become a patron, all that information is underneath this video. So let's get started. So this first card here is Rihanna. Peep this. This card here is Rocky. And this card here is the outcome. Now, Rihanna's card is the Three of Cups, and it is reversed. Let me show you how it looks. Isn't that pretty? That's gorgeous, right? This came from the 78 Ecological, I think it's called, collaboration deck. I liked it because of the size of the cards, and the artwork is just gorgeous. So it came up reversed like that. Rocky's card, let me show you, is the Tower reversed. Again, another gorgeous card. So what does it mean? The first card here, this one here for Rihanna, this is interesting. This is not what I expected. This is telling me that this couple is not that soccer mom and dad couple that I thought that they were. As a matter of fact, it's telling me this couple is codependent. Interesting, because I really did not expect that. The Three of Cups indicates a codependent couple. It indicates a couple that there's some emotional imbalance going on with this couple. We're going to see more of that as I go through the cards. So that's her card. So that's not the happiest card and not what I was expecting in the least bit. His card is the Tower reversed. Now, this is interesting because this card means two things. When a tower is reversed, it indicates imprisonment. When a tower is in the upright, it indicates becoming free. So since his is like this means that I know that he's going through this court hearing. Supposedly, he shot ASAP Relly, I think the guy's name is. One of the guys in his crew, right? So, allegedly. And that's what he is on trial for. Now, if the card comes up like that, that means that it is still the potential that he will go to jail. So that's number one. Now, I think some of that could come into the emotional stuff that's going on with her too, because you have 2 kids by this man and he may or may not be around for however long they may give him. So I think that's going through here too, because we have the codependency, but we also have the tide of emotions, you know, with that Three of Cups reversed for her. And I'm pretty sure that this situation has a large part of why. The Tower card is always a card about transitions and things happening. So we're going to see more of that weigh on this couple. But look at number 3. This is the outcome card. This is the Sun. This is saying that the love of their sons is really the brightest, most beautiful light in this relationship. That is like the cement for this couple. They do really love their sons. So I'm really expecting to see both of them be as caring of parents as you could possibly imagine. They're at least going to give it a Hercules effort, I'm sure, based on that card. Here's her clarity card. She got the devil in the upright. Remember I said codependency? The devil in the upright further illustrates codependency. It also indicates when you're bound to a person. You may not always even want to be bound to that person. And for this one, I see her being bound to two different people. So she's bound to Rocky. We know that through, having children, being his partner, emotional bonds, spiritual, physical bonds, that kind of thing. But there's somebody else too. And I'm getting ready to show you in the cards where I saw that at. So the devil card is also a card about pessimism. So me being kind of pessimistic about what's going to happen. So she probably has fears around things going wrong with Rocky as far as this whole court thing is concerned, or even just their relationship. The devil card is a very strange card to get for a couple, and it often indicates issues that can possibly rear their ugly heads, probably will rear their ugly heads. He got the death card reverse. So as far as the relationship is concerned, the death card reverse is something that you're hanging on to. So they're both hanging on to each other. But the death card indicates something that you really should let go. So I find that to be very interesting because it's telling him basically he should let this relationship, he probably should let go of. So there's something about this relationship, and we're going to see more and more as we keep going. But this has given us the indication that something about the relationship between the two of them is unhealthy. And he knows that he should let it go, and she's bound to another person. And she's upset about him, and he has his whole court thing going on. That's why I said this is not boring at all. This is rather juicy. There's a lot going on with this couple, and I did not realize all this was going on. Now, let me show you something real quick. This is interesting. I'm going to show you the T. Straight up going to give you the T on. This is Rocky. I might as well do these in order. So I asked how he shows up in a relationship and what is the T. So it says here that Rocky is not the most interested in this relationship. And they both go through that. Because see, that's her up here. So they both go through in areas of uninterested and interested. They go back and forth. And it says here that Rocky is always in his head, overthinking, analyzing, stressed out. Now, this makes sense because Rocky is a Libra and she is a Pisces. And this is common for Libras, Aquarius, Gemini, Virgo. It's common for us to be in our head. So I'm not surprised at that. But he's in his head a lot about this relationship. However, look at this. Remember they said something he should let go but doesn't want to? He likes being Mr. Rihanna. He really does. He likes it. He likes the clout that comes with it, the luxury that comes with it, the fame. If you look at the two of them, there's a big income difference between the two of them. Not to say that he's broke or anything. He got more money than most of us that are sitting here right now, I'll tell you that. But she is like a billionaire. I mean, seriously. So he likes what comes with that. And that's why he doesn't want to give it up or let it go, even though there's parts of it that are not working for them both. And then he has 3 other ones because it's a money thing. Now, this bankrupt card doesn't necessarily mean that the person is bankrupt. What it means is that this person might have money troubles. This is all for Rocky. So it's saying he might have some money troubles, or it just might be the fact that he has less money than her. Because I told y'all it's a big difference. I think they say he's worth 20 billion and she's worth like 1 billion. It's a big difference. So it could just indicate that. But that's a large factor in him staying in this relationship. He likes the lifestyle and what that affords him and his kids. So that's a large part of not wanting to let go. wasting time, stuck, no changes, limited. This relationship, it needs changes. We talked about that before, and we're going to see more of what changes that it needs. But it's not going to change. This is it. This is how it's going to stay. This is how it's going to be. They're going to love the hell out of those sons and continue their codependency. That's how it's going to stay until basically indefinitely, until one of them makes a decision. Haunted. He's haunted from trauma. So he has memories, flashbacks, trauma, side effects. He has something going on. And this doesn't look like just regular old stuff. This looks like, because I did see at one point he might have been in some type of I know ASAP is an organization, but I don't know like what they get into, because one of the things he's in trouble for is having a firearm. So he clearly has had some stuff happen in the past, and probably even before that. He grew up in Harlem. I grew up in the inner city too. So we all know what goes on in the inner city. So I'm thinking that he probably has some type of PTSD from what happened, what he's seen, what he's been through, what he's done, you know, or seen other people do, because it's still alleged. I think he actually got in trouble for something before too. This is not his first time with the law. So I see right there that he still has issues from that. So that's also weighing on the relationship. Now let's look at Rihanna's tea. Some would say she has a bad reputation. I don't know. I guess it depends on who you ask that question to. Especially like in a romantic sense. I don't know her romantic reputation, but some would say that it's a bad reputation. There's someone who's digging up dirt on her, and I think it's somebody in this. Somebody is around that doesn't like her, and you're going to see more of this. Somebody's around that doesn't like her with him. I think it's somebody in his family, because it says that this person is digging up dirt on her. So this person might know the tea, that this relationship isn't as healthy as it could be. And this person doesn't like them together, and they're digging up dirt. They also could just be a hater. But because it says right here that there's a third party with her. Remember I said she's entangled to another person? There's somebody else she's entangled with. Now, she might be actually sleeping with this person, and she might not. Because you know sometimes how you're still in love with your ex, you know, still in love with your baby mom. It could be something along those lines. She could still just be emotionally attached to another person. But we get a lot of cards that indicate there is another person on her side. So there's a love triangle going on here, or it's a love triangle that's affecting her. So if it's not on her side, it's on his side, and it's affecting her. One of the two. Because we're going to see several cards about that. So there is a third party here. There is another lover here. There is a secret. Now, remember I said somebody was digging up dirt? That's part of their play right there. They're going to try to come at her parenting, their parenting right here. And this is very common. So remember I said they love their kids a lot. So that's something that it will not, you know, as long as they're loving their kids and taking care of them, they don't have to worry about that. But that person is digging up dirt. They're trying to use anything against them. And this is a very common thing that people will try to use to abuse you. They'll try to say that you're, you know, not, you know, parenting correctly. So this card right here is part of that person's game. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. But it is coming up, so it's something that this couple needs to look out for. See, romantic love affair. We have 3 cards now indicating that there is something going on. There is a secret lover here, and it's going to come out. I guarantee. In relationships like this, it always comes out when it's over. And then they're like, yeah, she was cheating on me, and he was cheating on me. But there's affairs going on here. And they keep on coming up on her side. That's how come I said it's either her or it's really bothering her. It's one of the two. Because every card comes up on her side. Now, we know that Rihanna has a lot of money. I just said she has like $1 billion. But it says here that flexing, and I wouldn't say you know something, it doesn't bother me when celebrities show off their stuff. I love looking at the cool stuff they got, but for some people it does bother them. And whoever this person is that's digging up dirt on her, that's something that bothers that person. That person is jealous. That's a jealous vibration. And seeing her with new stuff and got him on her arm and all those kind of things, that's where that vibration is coming in. And they're like, oh, she just flexing XYZ. So they have to watch out for their vibration. They have a very serious hater on their hands. All right. Now let's look at, these are his archetype cards. That's him. We're going to look at him, then we're going to look at her. Okay, so it says here that he is very intelligent. He's the kind of person, he's a Libra, so I'm not surprised at that at all. Kind of person that likes to preserve knowledge and get more information. He likes that. I would expect that he probably knows a lot of stuff that other people don't know. You know, like interesting things. You know, he's not just going to be somebody who just knows who's in music and who's on TV. He's going to read about different topics, different information, different knowledge from different parts of the world. He probably knows about all kinds of different stuff, because Libras also have a tendency to get bored very easily. So they have to expand their mind and learn different things. So I think that he's the kind of person who probably likes to learn about different things all over, you know, whatever, I guess, tickles his fancy. He also got the warrior card. So remember I said before he was in some type of organization. I know that the ASAP organization, I know they're rappers, but I don't know what else he's into. A warrior card is somebody who on the streets would be called the soldier. They're usually in some type of GANG. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's what that is, or if he was in something like that before that, but he definitely got the warrior card. He definitely has some toughness. Okay, he got some toughness that has come from fighting and, you know, street stuff, you know, street stuff, street justice, that kind of thing. That is what that card is insinuating. If he's not a soldier in real life, as in, you know, a swordsman, or like, you know, in the military, that's going to indicate street justice. So he is bout it. This is not, even though he seems like he's sweet, he's a dad and all that kind of stuff, he bout it. Okay. Yeah, he's a dad. Yeah, he got good energy. Yes, he's intelligent, but he is also bout it. And he's a lover too. Look at this. I'm not surprised. Libras are lovers, and they be flirting by accident. They flirt so much sometimes. So it says here he has great passion, devotion, appreciation. So I think remember I said I do think that he loves his children, and I think he has feelings for her too. I don't think he's just there. You know, remember we talked about him liking the limelight, him liking the luxury. Yeah, I do. But I also think he cares about her. I really do. I don't think that's the problem. I think that they just have a combined, as we can see, a number of combined problems that it doesn't look like they're going to be able to work out. So they'll probably stay together, because this is the kind of couple that's going to stay together. That codependency, they're going to stay together as long as they possibly can. But codependencies do not keep a person, because the dysfunction after a while overrides the codependency. Now this is her. Hers are very interesting too. Look at that. 2, 3. The first one she got is father. And I'm looking at it like, well, he's the father. But no, she wears the pants. That's the energy we're getting from this card. In that household, she wears the pants. Yes, he is very masculine. Yes, she's very, you know, beautiful and feminine, but she wears the pants. Period, point blank. So that's one thing. And he's the kind of person who is just kind of enjoying it. Like I said before, some men, if their wife makes more than them or their girlfriend makes more than them, it really bothers them. And they try to make her stop, or they try to stand in her way. He's just enjoying it, which is the smarter thing to do. Just enjoy the ride. She's also the alchemist. So this here says that she can misuse her power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. So that's interesting to me, because I'm getting this card for a lot of them in entertainment. It's like they have this spiritual component to them, and sometimes they may misuse it. Diddy got this card as well. You know, it seems to me like this is kind of common. They have like this manifestation ability. And when you have abilities, you can use them for positive or negative. And some of the times we're seeing that some of the celebrities are misusing it. And lastly, she got the reversed addict. This one says that she will compromise integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. And that codependent energy we saw in her card earlier, that is an addictive pattern that we've seen play out in some of her other relationships. If you think about some of her other relationships, especially the one with Chris Brown, it was a can we say aggressive, violent, abusive kind of vibration that she seemed to have an addiction to. And from what I remember, I don't remember her I remember her continuing to have a relationship with him. So that's that pattern. That's that addictive pattern. So we see that playing out with her as well. These two things are things that are definitely going to cause problems in her current relationship. That codependency energy, that other lover, that all causes problems in any relationship. This card here, let's see what we get. Protection, fight, games. Yeah, see? No relationship is all good or all bad, you know. The first card here says there's a need for protection. I told you somebody is watching this couple and they're hating on her, specifically on her, but the couple in general, and they need to protect themselves with spiritual, type methods. She probably already is because she's an alchemist. So I'm pretty sure she knows this hater is around, and she's probably protecting herself and her family. These two have to be careful of fighting. They have to be careful. Remember, we talked about that pattern with her from before. They have to be careful about how they fight. Every couple fights, but they have to be careful to fight clean and not to put their hands on each other. That's really important. This card here says games. So one or both of them running game, playing games. See, this is all the dysfunctional stuff we don't see. And, as a public, we don't see this kind of stuff. But this is what's going on behind the scenes. Also, a lack of trust. So, of course, there's a lack of trust. Somebody in this situation is cheating. Somebody or somebody's has I'm going to call it a connection because we don't know if they're actually engaging in it, but they have a connection, and I think they are engaging in it because they got so many cards about it. So it seems like to be somebody in this relationship, and I'm feeling, like I said, it's dragging towards her, is messing around. So, of course, there are trust issues in this relationship. But there's also empathy. Again, no relationship is all good or bad. So they have empathy for each other. I told you, I do feel like he loves her. I do feel like there's energy here. I do feel like there's empathy here. I just feel like there's a lot of problems here that is definitely causing this to be dysfunctional. And lastly, I thought this was really cool. This is her card here. We talked about her. She's abundant. She is abundant. I love that. I love abundance. I love abundance. I love prosperity. I love to see her indulge in those things. So that's her, indulging in her abundance, doing her thing. Look how sensual the vibration is. And that kind of looks like her even. The face is different, but the body type reminds me of her. So it's like she's abundant. She's enjoying herself. She's living in a lap of luxury. She's enjoying her children, her divine feminine. Love to see it. He's empowering himself because remember I talked about when a man has a woman that's really, really, really successful, it's not always the easiest thing in the world. But for him, he's keeping himself busy. He's keeping himself motivated. He's keeping himself empowered instead of focusing on her. This relationship is meant to bring them both wisdom. I don't feel like this relationship is a life partnership. This is a life lesson, I would call it. Sometimes a soulmate comes into your life to teach you what to do and what not to do. I feel like this couple is gaining wisdom from each other. Now, they said earlier that he has love for her And indeed, she too has love for him. That's what I was saying before. I don't feel like this relationship is one where there is no love. The love is there. But you all know, especially those of you who've been in long-term relationships, it's not just about love. You need more than love to make something work. And there's a lot of healing that needs to occur here on both sides. So the only way this relationship is really going to last is if they both do their healing. And because they're together and they have kids, it's compounded now. Because now we have to heal myself while you heal yourself. And we work together and we grow together and work to love and nurture our kids. So now it's compounded. So the cards are saying that this relationship could actually be okay, but they're going to have to do the healing work. And right now, I'm not really seeing the healing work happening. I'm just seeing the dysfunction, as you saw in these cards. There was a lot of turbulent energy that I wasn't even expecting. So this is a very complicated relationship. It's you know, I have a lot of people who have relationships like this. A lot of people come to me, get their cards read, or people that I've been in relationships like this, or people that I've known from, you know, back in the day, friends, family. This is very common. It's not all good. It's not all bad, but there's problems in it that if they don't get fixed, if they don't get worked out, if they don't get checked, are going to erode the relationship. So the couple will stay together for a certain amount of time, but slowly but surely the energy will erode it. So right now, I feel like they're still in a space where they're still trying to be in the relationship. And we're just going to have to see if they're able to heal these things in the future. Get rid of that third parties, you know, possibly get rid of that hater if they can, and see where this can go. But right now, it's pretty much just slowly going to the end of the line. It's like a train. They're going on a ride, and eventually the ride will end. But it's up to them when and if that occurs. So this is Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. Not as boring as I expected. So let me know what you think in the comment section, and you come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.